Hi and welcome to trunk training. We will do always one exercise to strengthen the legs, the hips, the abs, the obliques, the arms, the wrists, all the whole trunk. And we will always do an exercise for it. And we're going to read from here something to silvopasture and its influence on the ecosystem or the ecosystem and silvopasture. And participating in the exercises is at your own risk. So let's start with the first one if you like to. Where we're sitting way apart and we're just going down. And we're breathing out again. We're breathing in and we're going down. And out again. And again in. And out. Again in. And out on one last round, breathe in. And out. Now close the legs. And we can start with the first actual exercise. So we're having a standing leg. The other leg comes into the air with the right ankle of the leg. A flexed foot, even lined hips, taller with the back. And we're pressing from the top against the knee. We're doing all these exercises with a lot of effort. So, actually pressing. We're having a little bend in the elbow. If any exercise causes pain in the wrist or somewhere, then don't do it. So even lined hips, taller with the back, and keep pressing. Even lined hips, taller with the back, a little bend in the elbow, and put effort into it. And we are changing to the other side. The leg up, right angle of the leg, flex foot, even lined hips, taller with the back, and press on the top with quite a lot of effort. Even lined hips, taller with the back, and put effort into it. And it was the first exercise. Now to silvopasture and ecosystem. By silvopasture, trees are planted in a way that in between the trees grazable plants for animals are growing. Simultaneously, fruits from the trees can be harvested and animals like cows and pigs can be hoed. So what is silvopasture? In the first place, that is an agriculture method where the trees are planted in a way that there's space in between them, where grass and meadows can grow, so that livestock, cattle, cows, pigs, chickens, turkeys can graze there. So it's a mixture of having animals grazing there and planting trees. The next exercise, we're going into quarter squat, and we're pressing with the hand and at the upper part of the upper leg with effort against it. Quarter squat. With effort. Now the other side. And now we're going a bit deeper into the squat, into a half squat, and we're pressing at the middle part of the leg. Again with quite a lot of effort. And on the other side. And now down into 3/4 squat, and we are pressing close to the knee. Again with quite a lot of effort. And on the other side. And we're done with this exercise as well. And the ecosystem is the name how it plays all the fishes, trees, shrubs and kangaroos live together and how they influence each other. So ecosystem is the whole thing of how the nature and the things in it live together and influence each other. So how a tree influences the insects, but there are also external factors like the sun or the weather. So how the whole nature works together, that's the ecosystem. And this is now about how silvopasture, so planting trees, and the way that animals can graze between them, influences all this ecosystem together. Next exercise, again a leg up. Right angle of the leg, flex foot, even lined hips, taller with the back. Now we're pressing from the inside. Have a little bend in the elbow. Put effort into it and have even aligned hips and be taller with the back. And we're changing to the other side. The leg up. Right angle with the leg, flexed foot, even lined hips, taller with the back, and we are pressing. Have a little bend in the elbow and put effort into it. And we're done with this exercise. A partial tree coverage creates a more moderate climate. Extreme temperatures are mitigated, droughts are eased, and the explanation of it? Because the trees are giving shade, preventing the temperatures in the shadows under the trees to rise so much, and the water doesn't evaporate so much on a hot summer day. So the trees are giving a partial coverage. There's just a shadow, the shade is there. And that has logical following thing that the water doesn't evaporate so much and it doesn't get so hot. The next exercise, this time we have a half squat and we're pressing down into full squat, three-quarter squat. And we're pressing against my knee and we're going towards my knee. Press against my knee and go towards my knee. And bend knee. And now for our last round. And that is that exercise. The partial tree crown coverage reduces photosynthetically active radiation, but there is still more light for the plants on the ground than in dense forests. So photosynthetically active radiation is reduced because of the shadows from the tree crowns, but there's still more light than it would be in a dense forest with just trees. So there's less light than in an open pasture, so where no trees are, but there is more light as if there are totally everywhere trees. Next exercise. Up with the knee, even line tips, start off with the back, and now the knee presses one at a time to the top, to the side, to the top, to the side. Even line tips, start off with the back, and the knee presses up and to the side, up and to the side, up and to the side. Now with the leg. Leg up, even line tips, start off with the right angle of the leg flex toward even line tips, start off with the back, and the knee presses up to the side, up to the side. And be tall off with the back and have even line tips. And that was that exercise. The temperatures near the first one thing, the balance between reduction of photosynthetic active radiation but still letting some light through helps with more different kinds of plants can grow, which improves the quality of forage. And forage is a professional name for the stuff that grazing animals are eating. So first, forage is the professional name for the stuff that animals are eating. So it's not just the grasses, the lawn and the meadows. Everything what the animals are eating on the meadow is called forage or something like that means that. And because there is light, photosynthetically active radiation is reduced, so less light comes to the ground, but there is still light coming to the ground. There are more diverse types of plants growing, so the forage, what the animals are eating, is more diverse. Next exercise, the propeller, down into full squat. The arms out to the side, we're going down with one hand and we're pressing against the leg, looking up the other hand, and we are having a little bend in the elbow. And put effort into it. And returning to the other side. And we're done with this exercise, which is called the propeller. Let's do the last standing exercise. So with one leg exercise. Right angle of the leg flex, foot in the line hips, tall up of the back, and we're pressing from the outside, a little bend in the elbow. And now we are opening the knee. And we're closing again. And we're pressing out. Control down. One more time. Up of the leg, we are pressing against it. And we're opening. Closing again. On the other side, the leg up. Same rules. Even line hips, start off of the leg, right angle of the leg, flex foot. And we come to the outside with the pressing. In. Little bend in the elbow. Control down. And another time, the leg up, press against it to the outside. Now get to rush, haste and hurry a little because we are late in time. Besides reducing water vanishing through evaporation with their shadows, the trees are also reducing wind. The temperature near the ground in silvopastures is lower than in open pastures. So the temperature is lower because of the shade, and the trees are also reducing the wind. and also erosion because the roots holding the ground together and so on. Next exercise, into 90-90 lunge, so 90 degrees with both legs. And now we're pressing against the knee, the head, and we're drawn up with the back. To the other side. We will now proceed with rushing through all the rest exercises and not through because we don't have enough time. And to the other side again, 90-90 lunge. And now we're pulling at the leg and have a tall leg, a tall back, a straight back. And to the other side. Pulling at the leg, straight back. And 90-90 lunge, and now we're pulling a bit below the knee and have a straight back again. And on the other side, pull into the knee and a bit below the knee, below the knee, below the knee. Straight back, and the last exercise. Now with a full lunge, and again pull a bit below the knee. And on the other side. Straight back, taller with the back. And we're done with all the exercises. We start where we finished, so we're doing the stretching first, and then we look if we have time for the rest of the Silvopasture and ecosystem. Begin onto the ground, and we're pulling a bit the toes, and then we're stretching the leg. And the other leg, the heel onto the ground. And we're coming up, we're doing the crab in the morning, the arms up, and we're breathing in. And out, and we're leaning back. Breathing in again. And up in again. And out, we're leaning back. And again in. Now to the fern. The sheet in the wind, we're breathing in. And out, and we're leaning again back. Again in. And again out, and we're leaning back. Again in. Now with your down diving swan, we come down, stretching both legs at a time. Now we're stretching just the left leg, we're bending the right knee. We're bringing the heel of the left leg to the outside and turning the body into the opposite direction of which the toes are pointing to. Now we're changing the toes to the outside of the left leg and returning to the right of the body. Again, the left leg in, straighten both legs, bend the left knee, have the right leg straight. The right leg comes with the heel to the outside and the body turns to the right. Right foot in, the toes of the right leg to the right and the body turns to the left side. Close both toes, straighten both legs and stretch both legs at the same time. We're breathing in and out, we're coming slowly up, around back and making at the top the backward shoulder roll, and the last swing. The opening exercise, we're breathing in and out. Again in and out. Last time in and out. We're closing the legs, and we're done with the trunk training. A bit over a minute. So the temperatures are lower because of shadow, the wind is reduced, and cooler temperatures, moderate light income, improved moistureness of the soil are making silvopastures more resilient against heat wave and droughts. So because the temperatures are lower and there's less light coming, it's all over more resilient against heat waves or droughts. Water doesn't evaporate so fast and it doesn't get so hot. Because of the three things: cooler temperatures, moderate light income, and improved moistureness of the soil. Because all the animals are eating a lot of what's growing in the understory, there's not so much biomass accumulated that minimizes the risk of fire. So a wildfire oftentimes has a lot to eat. So the fire has a lot to eat. There's a lot of stuff lying around, old branches, leaves and stuff. And the animals are eating a lot of that. So if the animals are running between the trees, they're eating a lot of the biomass which would accumulate over years. And if there would be a fire, the fire had a lot to burn down. But the animals are eating it, and so there's less which the fire could have to eat, and the fire wouldn't spread so fast and not so violent, and could be easier to extinguish with water and stuff like that. And 30 seconds left. a greater range of plants growing makes it easier for pollinators to live here. So because there are different types of trees and other plants, pollinators, so insects which are bringing, I don't know what it's called, they are helping to make the plants grow. Insects which are pollinators can live better there. And the animals living between the trees are eating the unharvested fruits of the trees, which minimize the risk of pests and diseases. So the animals are eating the fruits which have fallen down when eaten. So an apple falls down, and it would just bring diseases and pests, but the animal is eating it. Thank you very much, and until next time.